Are you thinking about filing for divorce in Zimbabwe? Divorce can be a deeply emotional and a complex process. In Zimbabwe, it's important to understand your rights and responsibilities before making such a life-altering decision like filing for divorce. In this video, we'll explore 5 crucial things that you must consider before you take that step. I now move to discuss the first thing you must consider before you file for divorce. The first thing you must consider before you file for divorce is a reason for divorce. The reason for divorce is linked to the grounds for divorce. In Zimbabwe, there are 2 broad grounds for divorce. The first being irretrievable breakdown of marriage, and then the second is incurable mental illness of one of the parties to the marriage. This may be the wife or the husband who is suffering from incurable mental illness. But the ground for divorce that is often used in our courts to order the dissolution of a marriage is irretrievable breakdown of marriage. You need to know the circumstances that show irretrievable breakdown of marriage, and I'm going to give some of the examples. I will not give everything. There is a video on our channel where I discussed a number of grounds for divorce in Zimbabwe. I encourage you to watch that video. But for today, I will simply say the first circumstance that you may consider is adultery. One of the parties might have committed adultery. The second, being imprisoned for more than 15 years. And your spouse find that imprisonment incompatible with the continuation of a normal marriage relationship. Then another circumstance that show that the marriage is irretrievably broken down is to do with the abuse of liquor or drugs, which means one of the parties is habitually under the influence of liquor or drugs, which is incompatible with the continuation of a normal marriage relationship between the parties. Then another factor that is taken into account is the issue to do with cruelty towards one of the parties. The husband might have been cruel, or the wife might have been cruel to the husband, and this can be one of the circumstances that can be cited to show that the marriage is irretrievably broken down. Then another factor that shows that the marriage irretrievably broken down is that the parties have not lived together as husband and wife for the past 12 months. So basically, this is one of the crucial things that you must take into account before you file for divorce. Because if you do not bring a valid ground for divorce, the decree of divorce may not be given by the court. So it's one of the most important things that you must take into account before you file for divorce. Then the second thing that you must take into account before you file for divorce is maintenance. And when we talk about maintenance, we look at the maintenance of minor children or spousal maintenance. If you have children, it is very important to remember that the maintenance or the taking care of children financially is a paramount duty that the parents of the child have towards that child. So the courts will normally order a non-custodial parent to pay some money for the upkeep of the children. The order will depend on the age of the children, the income of the parent, and the, the expenses that the living expenses of the children, and also the standard of living that the children had before the parents separated. So it's very important that you understand that maintenance of minor children will be a duty that the parents, the biological parents, have towards the children, especially the non-custodial parent will be expected to pay some, or to give some resources towards the upkeep of children. Then the other thing that is supposed to be looked at is the spousal maintenance under the umbrella thing of maintenance. Spousal maintenance is normally known as alimony. The courts will normally order one of the spouses to maintain the other spouse on divorce in order to to ensure that the ex-spouse will have a stable life. They will look at the income earning capacity of the spouse, the duration of their marriage, the living expenses, and also they also look at the standard of living that the spouses had before the divorce. Basically, that's the second thing, crucial thing that you must take into account. It has got some financial implications, and it is very important that you take that into consideration before you file for divorce. You will be expected to pay for maintenance of minor children and also your former spouse. Then we also look at the third thing. But before I discuss about the third thing that you must look at, I encourage you once again to subscribe to our channel. If you subscribe to our channel, you ensure that you assist YouTube in sharing this video with a larger audience. And it is our agenda that a lot of people benefit from the videos that we share, because these videos are meant to ensure that there is fairness and justice in our society. So what is the third thing that you must take into account before you file for divorce? The third thing you must take into account before file for divorce is the custody of minor. Before you file for divorce, you must think through as to how you want the custody of minor children that you have to be handled. You should have the position beforehand. And the most important thing that the court take into account before they grant joint custody or sole custody to one of the parents is the best interest of the child. The courts will look at the best interest of the child. The courts will not look at the interest, the feelings, the ideas of the parents. They will look at the best interest of the child. That is the governing principle when custody of minor children is being granted. At the same time, it is very important to understand this. I normally interact with my clients who, particularly the women, they have a belief, I don't know where they are getting that belief from, that when a child is still below the age of 18, it is automatic that the custody of that child is going to be granted to the mother. Our law does not provide for such a position. All the parents of the child have got the chance of being granted the custody of the minor children, depending on the best interest of the child. The courts will look at the best interest. They'll look at whether if they grant custody to the mother, the best interest of the child will be advanced. If it is granted to the father, the best interest of the child is advanced. So it is a myth to believe that when a child is still below the age of 18, the mother have got an automatic right to be granted custody. This is a wrong understanding of our legal position. So basically, that's the third crucial thing that you must take into account. Then before I go into discuss the fourth crucial thing that you must take into account before you file for divorce, I once again encourage you to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and like, comment, offer your views on all the issues that we are discussing in this video. If you interact with the video, YouTube is going to share this video with a larger audience, and a lot of people are going to benefit as a result of that. So let's move to the fourth crucial thing that you must take into account before you file for divorce. This thing is to do with the division of property. If during the subsistence of your marriage you have acquired movable and immovable property, you must also think beforehand, before you file for divorce, as to how you wish the properties to be divided amongst the two of you. You have to decide. In some cases, you may sit down with your former spouse and come up with a plan, come up with an agreement as to the percentages that you are going to employ in order for you to share the assets. But if you fail to agree on the formula that you are going to use to share the assets, then the courts are going to decide based on the criteria that is provided for in the Matrimonial Causes Act. That act have got the criteria that it devised to ensure that there is fairness. The court will look at ensuring that it is fair between the spouses. But normally, the properties of married persons is governed or are governed by Properties of Married Persons Act. Due to the fact that our marriage in Zimbabwe is out of community of property automatically, it means that whoever have purchased the asset and his name or her name is put on the papers that show ownership of the asset is the one who owns that asset. But it doesn't mean that when you are divorcing, you are going to get 100% of that property automatically. The court is going to take into consideration justice. It is going to try to achieve justice or fairness. How does it do that? It looks at the contribution of the other spouse for the acquisition of that property. If the other spouse shows evidence that he or she has contributed to the acquisition of that property, then he or she can be also given a certain percentage given the contribution. The contribution can be direct or indirect. They also look at they also look at other factors like the duration of the marriage and the like. So it's very important that before you file for divorce, you think about division of property that has been acquired during the subsistence of the marriage. I think in the future I'm going to to share a video in which I primarily focus on division of assets or division of property after divorce. It's very important that before I go to the last point, I remind you to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell so that whenever I upload a video like this, YouTube will be able to notify you. If you like, comment, and share this video, YouTube will share this video with a larger audience, thereby ensuring that the majority of people in our society benefit from the good things that we are sharing through this video series. So what is the fifth crucial thing that you must take into account before you file for divorce? You must consider legal representation. This is a very important thing in the sense that divorce law and family law in particular is very complex. And if you seek legal representation or legal advice, or if you appoint an attorney to assist you with the processes of filing for divorce, you will find that you will be assisted to navigate the legal system properly without facing the challenges. You'll find that if you go to the family court, a lot of cases are being thrown away because the parties or one of the parties failed to comply with the legal procedures that are required. So appointing a legal practitioner to represent you or to assist you with the drafting, filing, and the presentation of your case in the court of law will ensure that you have got a smooth process without facing some difficulties. Because some of you will face a lot of costs going back and forth with the court, because the court will simply say your papers are not complying with the rules. And you waste a lot of time without finalizing your case. And you find that a lot of people that I interact with, they say the divorce court is very difficult to navigate. It's because you want to go there without proper knowledge of what the processes entail. At the same time, thinking about the need for legal representation is very crucial in the sense that there are some fees that are involved when you hire a legal practitioner. If you just think of filing for divorce without thinking of legal costs, you'll be surprised at the tail end when you want to file for divorce and then you want to hire a lawyer. You don't have the requisite or the required legal fees for you to be able to file for divorce. And then you continue to be in the marriage when you no longer want to be part of the marriage. A lot of people want their freedom. So it is very important that you know the existence of these crucial things before you think of filing for divorce. Think through all these 5 things so that you can be able to do your divorce process smoothly. We know that divorce is a very emotional thing. So you cannot add on to the emotions by reason of you failing to appreciate the processes that are involved in filing for divorce. I think if you have some further issues that you may need us to ventilate on or to discuss on, I encourage you to use the numbers on the screen to send up some WhatsApp messages, or you can even call us so that we can further ventilate those issues. If you have got your divorce case that you have, which you might need us to assist on the crucial things that you must take into account given your circumstances, we can assist you. You can call us on the numbers on the screen, or you can contact any legal practitioner to be assisted. This information that I am providing is for general educational purposes. This is not legal advice. If you have got a burning issue that you need legal advice, you need to call a legal practitioner so that you can be advised on your specific legal issue. Once again, I encourage you to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. See you in the